Sat Shri Akal, Ranjeet ji. Thank you so much for coming on the show. How are you?
Thank you. Thank you for having me on the show. I'm doing really well. Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. How you got involved into Sikh coloring, how you created international brand.
Yeah, sure. It's called Sick Colouring Books, and we've just now come to becoming a limited company. And at the beginning, it was where my children went to a nursery, a Punjabi nursery, and they were teaching no Sikhi whatsoever. It was Easter. We were making bunny hats and this kukra on these topiya. And I was like, are we doing anything for Vaisakhi? It's in a few weeks. And they were like, no. And I said, well, can I create like a 3-page coloring book for some of the children here? And they said, yes. So I did like this really small mini book, and it had like a tractor with a little sing on. It had a little like other characters, but on 3 pages with just resonating with Sikhi, like the Sarup. And I then presented to the children there at the nursery, about 60 kids it was, for all of them, the
Wow.
English, any faith, any culture. And the feedback I got from the parents was very, can you create more? And I was like, oh, I'm not a designer. My background is IT. I'm an analyst. So I wouldn't have a clue how to do this.
Let me tell you this. I'm also from IT background, and for some reason, people from IT, they have a creative side to it, right?
Definitely. I think people think it's natural for us as well. And I think it's actually very different. Designing and coding. I
Coding
think
is different, yeah. I
yeah,
like
I think
more into like a front end, and front end is more about the design, the UI, and that's how I got into business and
yeah,
IT. And I love came to realize that I loved the creative aspect of it, and it's amazing. But yeah,
yeah.
continue.
So my background is more Unix and in the back end of it. So it wasn't any design work, it was more the coding side.
Coding.
Yeah. And so when parents asked for more to be produced, I then had the support from my husband who said, well, let's look into this. And I had a printing company in Dover, which is quite far. And they were like, we'll help you out. So I had all this support all of a sudden. And then I started designing on just Microsoft Word, like
Oh
making round
wow.
circles with another one with a good D. And it started from that. And then I went to Gyani Singh, which is a Singh in Birmingham who has these massive camps. He runs these massive Sikhi camps in the summer, and he has hundreds of children. And I showed the first initial book to him, which was only 8 pages. And he said, I want something more Sikhi related. So can I give you some designs and you put it into a book? And the book started rolling. Like they were demanding topics people wanted. It was demanding what my children wanted to learn and what I wanted to create.
What ages were you developing these books for, like for children?
So I think from 3 years on, so even like a 2.5-year-old could hold a crayon like this and just color. And that was what I wanted them to do, start from a really young age, but actually see rather than us buying like Batman and Spider-Man and Barbie, I wanted parents to buy Sikhi related ones so they could resonate.
And there's also like a gap, because we're living in Western, and the kids over here don't know much about Sikhi, our religion. That's why I just feel like it's important to have like nannies or daddies around, because they can teach those stories to grandkids. And but yes,
Definitely.
you're doing a great initiative for kids who are getting to know about their culture, their religion, and it's a great initiative.
No, it is. I think whilst I'm a stay-at-home mom, I'm not gone back to work. I'm not gone back into IT contracting. I think this is a great thing to do whilst I'm looking after young children and not sitting home really doing kar da kam, which doesn't, kar da kam kadi mukda nahi. So we might as well do something else as well. Keep active with the brain, and this
Exactly.
motivated me to create more. And I think Sangat gave a lot of advice of what else they wanted. So that was the motivation. We branched out in so many different ways. Like even now, I'm translating our books in Dutch, in different
Oh
books,
wow.
and yeah, we've translated our books in Italian. We've got the German, the Dutch, so we've got it in different languages as well. And they order in hundreds for their sangat, so it's the
Oh,
Punjabi and their language, so they can also. have the gap covered over there.